Auzubillahiminash-shaytanir-rajim. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear learners. You are welcome back to my online class. Before going to start our class, I would like to introduce myself. This is Muhammad Obaidullah speaking before you. I am a junior instructor, non-tech department, Bogra Polytechnic Institute, Bogra. Dear students, here we can see a new topic, practical class. What is practical class? How to practice in the practical class and what you have to practical class. I will talk details about this. So let's look communicative English. This subject is designed for the student of Diploma in Engineering course, and the right side Communicative English 1 and Communicative English 2. These two subjects are designed for the student of Tourism and Hospitality. Look at the marks. Practical continuous marks here, PC 50, and practical final 00. That means in this course you have no practical final, but for the student of tourism they have practical continuous marks PC 25 and practical final PF marks 25, total 50 marks. Okay, marks are total same, but only difference is that communicative English here practical final is no performance, no practical class, and here practical final 25, practical continuous 25. So how a student can achieve the best marks? If you want to achieve the best marks, you have to follow some instructions of the teacher. The first point is that you have to be regular in the practical class, and you have to submit the regular practical assignments, and you have to practice the practical topics in the practical class before the audience. And this way you have to practice again and again. By practicing, when you will show the best performance before your classmates in the class, your teacher will give you the highest marks from practical continuous and practical final. This way you have to practice regularly. Clear? Now I am going to talk about communicative English. Okay, what is communicative English? Communicative means is speaking. Communicative means talking. So communicative English means English for talking. In our daily activities, we have to share some information with our friends, with our colleagues, with our relatives, with our teachers, and the marketplace. We also share some information with the shopkeepers. This way we use some common words to express our thoughts, to express our views and news. Okay, and such type of English we call communicative English. And we know that English is an international language, and all over the world people speak English. People use this language as a communicative method. And English, that is why English we call global language. Global means language of the world. And second, some people say English is a foreign language, and it is also a second language. And foreign language means it is not our native language. The native people of our country, they talk in Bangla, but when we meet with a foreigner, with other people, or with other peoples of the other country, we use this language as a foreign language. And lingua franca, lingua, what is means lingua, it is a French word. Lingua means mixed. So mixed. Lingua franca means language, franca means mixed. So lingua franca means mixed language, that is Banglish. Sometimes we talk with our friends and we use some words Bangla, some words, sometimes words English. So this way we talk with our friends, with our common people, with our close relatives. Okay, such type of English we call lingua franca. Especially in our country, maximum people they talk in Bangla using English as a lingua franca, and it is also a second language. In some countries, we can see some people use it as a second language. Second language means the language which comes as an important language after the mother tongue, mother language. We call this language second language. So, dear learners, you are going to be an engineer, and you know that the language of the engineer must be English. Without English, you cannot be a best engineer. You cannot achieve a good job. You cannot achieve your good position. So if you want to achieve the best job, higher salary, and if you want to achieve the high education, you know that the all class books, class materials, class contents of higher level class are written in English. So without knowing English, you cannot be a best student. So you have to keep in mind, and always all time you have to practice English to achieve the best position in your service life. Dear learners, here we can see some name of subject, especially the student of diploma course. They study this course, and I have written the name of total course English 65712 and basic English. These are the subjects for the first semester student. English and basic English. Basic English, this subject is for the student of tourism and hospitality, and English, this subject is for the student of diploma in engineering course. And when you complete these two courses, you have to go to upper level, that is communicative English and communicative English 1, communicative English 2. The last two subjects are for the student of tourism and hospitality. So the Bangladesh Technical Education Board, they have designed this course for the student of diploma in engineering course. Why? They knows very well that English is very important for the student of diploma in engineering course. That is, they have designed this course to achieve the communicative English, to achieve the communicative fluency at the time of talking in English. Dear students, in the practical class, what you have to practice and what type of job the teachers will give you. The most important topic will be talk about yourself. This topic will be the first topic in the practical class. Talk about yourself means you have to share some most important information about you. That means who are you, from where you have come, why you have admitted yourself here, and what is your mission and vision in your life. That means you have to share the most important information, and this way you will show the best performance, and you have to try to show the excellent performance in the class. In the class, the audience will be your classmates, and you will be the speaker. You have to stand before the judge, and just standing you have to start your speech. and you have to prepare some common topics for the practical performance. And when the class students, your classmates, will be satisfied, the class teacher, he will give you the highest marks. So from the beginning to the end in the practical class, you have to try to share the excellence performance. You have to try to show the best performance. This way you can achieve the highest marks from practical. Dear students, I have written here 5 things to avoid while learning English. When we are going to learn English, you have to avoid some points. What are these? I am going to discuss this one by one. At first, when we come to talk before the audience in front of the desk, and when you start your speech, probably every speaker they feel shame. They become ashamed to speak up. They cannot talk loudly. They speak very silently. That is why the audience they cannot listen to the speech of the speaker. So at the time of talking, don't be ashamed to speak up. That means you have to talk loudly in the classroom. Second point, don't be frustrated with yourself. So when you start your speech before the audience, sometimes the speaker be very frustrated. He becomes very afraid to talk with yourself. So never feel nervous. Always be confident. Gather confidence and courage and confidence will help you to talk about yourself. So never be frustrated with yourself. Always be confident. Third point, don't take things personally. Never think that you are the only person and you don't know how to talk, how to start, how to share information. And you are think all the person of the class of the class all the person of the class, they are very confident, they have no weakness, they are very lucky person, and they when they are coming they are talking fluently, and they are facing no problem. So never think so. This problem is not personal problem, this problem is for all. That is why when you come you have to think that this is not my personal problem, this problem is for all and you have to overcome it. Number 4, don't compare yourself with native speakers, and you have to keep in mind that you are not a native speaker, you are Bengali, and you always talk in Bangla. That is why when you are coming to learn English, you never think that you are native speakers, and you never try to talk just like a native speaker. The native speaker's tone, voice, accent, these are totally different from ours. That is why when we try to talk with with a foreigner, and we especially sometimes we try to copy the tone, accent of the native speaker. So never do this. Always you have to try to talk clearly, confidently, without any hesitation. I think this problem will be deleted automatically, and you will be a confident speaker. Number 5, if you get fluent, don't be arrogant. Arrogant means proud. So some students from the beginning they are very confident, and they are fluent. They are very fluent in speaking English. So if you feel so, never feel that, feel proud, and you have to think that as a beginner speaker, everybody will face such type of problem, and you are they are not exceptional and you are not exceptional. One times you have also faced such a problem, so there is nothing to be proud, there is nothing to be arrogant. Be always be gentle and think that this is natural for everybody. So by following these 5 points we can start our learning English. We can start our English. So you have to follow this. Dear learners, look at the current slide. Here we can see 4 skills of learning a language. When a person wants to learn a language in the world, any language maybe, he has to achieve some skills. What are these skills? These skills are listening, speaking, reading and writing. These are the 4 skills, and the first two skills are for a whole person, and second 2 skills are for a literate person. Okay, these are illiterate person, these are literate person. So suppose how we have learned Bangla. When we are a little baby, in that time in our brain there was no word, even a Bangla word. Just we have listened to our father, to our mother, to our close relatives. Okay, by listening and listening and listening, we have collected the Bangla word in our brain. We have saved the Bangla word in our brain. This way, we have listening and listening and listening. One time, we have decided to give feedback, especially after 1 year or 2 years later, we have decided to give feedback. Okay, this way we have learned Bangla. In the same way, by speaking and speaking and speaking what we are listening, we have tried our best to share the information by talking, by speaking. So by speaking and speaking with the listener, you can increase your speaking skill. So after listening skill, you can enrich the speaking English. So this way, by listening and speaking, listening and speaking, this way we can learn a language, and this way we have learned Bangla. So if you want to learn a language, you have to follow the first 2 skills. Okay, and second 2 skills for the advanced level, reading and writing. If you want to be a literate person, and if you want to learn the language by studying that language, you have to follow these 2 skills, reading and writing. By reading and reading different kinds of books, articles, newspapers, story books, drama, novel, it is by reading and reading again and again, you can enrich your reading skills, you can develop your reading skills. And by reading and reading, after reading, you can start to write. Okay, and writing and again and again, you can share the information about you, about your topics. This way you can writing and writing again and again, you can you can develop the writing skills. So these are the 4 skills of learning a language. So dear learners, you have to follow this. First you have to listen the speaker, and then you have to start speaking. And if you want to achieve the skill of reading and writing, you have to read more and more, and you have to write more and more. So dear learners, already we have talked about 20 minutes, so I don't like to enlarge my speech today. Next class I will talk on another topic. So no more today. Thank you, best of luck, Allah Hafiz.